Hey everybody, welcome back to part 2 of 20 most famous cold cases of all time. If you're new, you haven't subscribed, get down there, subscribe. Let's get this going. And thank you everybody again for subscribing. I need more because the unsubscribed is sitting at 92%. That needs to come down. So get on there. Well, that's right. Get on there. Subscribe. Wolf doesn't bite. Don't worry. So anyways, yeah, let's get into this video. One morning in 1948, a well-dressed, well-muscled, middle-aged man was found dead on Somerton Beach in Adelaide, Australia. The Somerton Man, as he became known, carried no identification, and all the labels on his clothes had been systematically removed. The only clue was a piece of paper found in one of his pockets with the words "Tamam should," which is printed on the paper, which in Persian it means it is ended. The paper was traced to a book of Persian poetry found in a nearby parked car, from which the last page had been torn out. Scribbled in the book was the telephone number of a local woman who, when questioned, claimed she didn't know the man. And that's weird. She didn't know the man. How'd he get her number? Weird. Also scribbled in the book were a few lines of cryptic text which no one ever been able to decipher. No one ever came forward to identify the man, whom the coroner concluded had been poisoned. On July 4, 1954, 31-year-old Marilyn Sheppard was beaten to death in her Cleveland home she shared with her husband, Sam, while her 7-year-old son lay sleeping in his bedroom just down the hall. Sam claimed the killer was a bushy-haired intruder who had also assaulted him, leaving him with serious injuries. However, the evidence didn't support this. The jurors believed the prosecution's theory that Sam killed Marilyn just to get out of the marriage. Sam, who was distrusted and reviled by the general public, spent 10 years in prison before the U.S. Supreme Court found excessive publicity had derived him to a fair trial. On retrial, Sam was acquitted and spent the rest of his life trying to find Marilyn's killer. Sam's determination inspired the television show The Fugitive, as well as the film of the same name. On the night of December 28, 1956, teenage sisters Patricia and Barbara Grimes went to a local Chicago movie theater to see the movie Love Me Tender. When they never returned home, a frantic search ensued. Although the police received a number of tips, none panned out. And a month later, The girls' bodies were discovered by the side of a nearby road. Unfortunately, their bodies yielded so few clues. Investigators weren't even able to settle on time or cause of death. Nevertheless, several suspects emerged, the most promising of whom was a teenage boy who actually confessed to killing the girls. However, since his confession was elicited illegally through a lie detector test, that the law said the boy wasn't old enough to be a suspect. The boy couldn't be tried for the crime. Whether or not the boy was the killer, the case remains unsolved to this day. It's a little something I dug up here, guys. William J. Willingham, Jr., 26, of Richmond, Virginia, alleged accomplice of accused slayer Benny Bedwell in the murder of 15-year-old Barbara Grimes and her sister, Patricia, 13 years old. Holds pictures of the Grimes sisters and Bedwell during questioning in the city prison. In February 1957, the body of a little boy, somewhere between 4 and 6 years old, was discovered in a vacant lot in Philadelphia, naked and stuffed in a bassinet box. The cause of death was multiple blows to the head, and it appeared the boy had been given a fresh haircut, either immediately before or after his death. Although authorities estimated the body might have been in the box for as long as 3 weeks, they were unable to piece together a drawing of what the boy probably looked like while still alive. Still, the drawing didn't match any description of any missing children, and no one came forward to identify him, despite DNA testing. The boy was never identified. 53 years later, his case remains unsolved. Okay, guys, number 10, the Walker family murders. Unfortunately, this is the only photo I could find. 2 scumbags that killed the Walker family. On the left, you got the winner, Eugene Hickok, 28, followed by Agent Harold Nye. On the right, we have a winner, Perry Edward Smith, 31, with Agent A.A. Dewey. The men were suspects in the Walker family murders, but never convicted. On December 19, 1959, 4 members of the Walker family were brutally murdered in their Osprey, Florida home. Their bodies were discovered the next day. The crime scene revealed few clues beyond a bloody boot, a partial fingerprint on a tub faucet, and a cell phone cigarette roller. However, police managed to call 587 witnesses or suspects, but none panned out, not even Perry Smith or Dick Hickok. The 2 men were apprehended in Las Vegas a week later on suspicion of murdering another family under the strikingly similar circumstances. The Clutter family in Kansas, whose massacre became the subject of Truman Capote's true crime classic, In Cold Blood. While Smith and Hickok were eventually convicted, the Clutter family killings authorities were unable to piece together a case against them. With regard to the Walker case, which remains unsolved, if Smith and Hickok were involved, they have both since taken that secret with them to their grave. Hey, there you go, guys. Another 5 stories for you. That's part 2. Alright. So there's 10 out of 20 stories for you so far. I hope you're enjoying this. If not, leave me a comment. What do you want to see? I'll do any cold case you want. Alright? So, if you're new, like I said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Get down there. Whoops, the other way. Get down there. Subscribe. Alright? Just get down there. Subscribe. You'll enjoy a lot more. Enjoy it as I bring it up. You'll be notified. Excuse me, guys. Now we're going to move to part 3. So, remember, like, share, subscribe. See you in the next one. I'm out of here.